So the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournament is something I look forward to every single year. So let's just go ahead and take a look at who we got as our contestants and talk about who I think is going to come out of each of these fatal four ways that's happening this week. So on the left side, we got Penta, Femi, Solo Sikoa, and Carmelo Hayes. Yo, these matchups are tough. I don't think Femi's coming out of this. He's going to have his trilogy with Brock Lesnar at the end of this summer in SummerSlam. So if anything, I think Brock Lesnar will probably cost him the match. But it is really interesting to see Femi finally in the ring with some actual competition, like Penta, like Solo, like Carmelo. The person who I think is coming out of this is Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is the only person here who actually could really use the boost. Penta is interesting enough, but he's the Intercontinental Champion right now. Solo Sikoa is dealing with the MFTs and Roman Reigns. I don't think that he's going to advance because I think the Bloodline story is going to take over his life for the next couple of months. So Carmelo Hayes is the only person I can see coming out of this. I think that this is a good choice because Carmelo Hayes would be a great choice for King of the Ring. Now the bracket on the other side with Rollins, Evans, Tonga, and Ricky Saints, give me Javon Evans out of this one. I think that Rollins will be probably messed with the interference from the Vision. Tonga, he's tall, but I don't really see them investing that much into him. Also mentioned with Solo is everything that's going on with the Bloodline. And Ricky Saints, he would also be an interesting choice. I wouldn't mind him winning, but I think that they have more investment in Javon Evans, so I would move Javon Evans up out of that group. If you go down to the bottom left, you have Dom Mysterio, Bron Breakker, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest. Damian Priest is already out. I'm sorry, they're just not doing anything with him. Trick Williams is the United States champion. I think he has a good chance of winning because they just want that raucous crowd. He's a good wrestler and he's got a good presentation. I think turnabout is fair play. Rollins will probably mess up Bron Breakker's chances, even though Bron Breakker would be a great King of the Ring. That's something that he could really use. Dom Mysterio, just like Dom said, they really don't know what to do with him. He would probably be my ultimate choice just because he is so over with the crowd, or at least he used to be until they really tampered down everything he was doing. I know he was injured for a while, but I would probably invest that time in a Dom Mysterio because Trick Williams is doing so well right now. But I think Trick Williams is coming out of this. So in that next round, you'll have Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes. Yes, please. And in the bottom right, you have Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Bálor. Finn Bálor's not winning this, unfortunately. Finn Bálor's in the SmackDown bracket. I hope that they actually did move him to SmackDown because I'm sick and tired of him dealing with Judgment Day. Royce Keys is an interesting choice. I don't think Jey Uso is going to win this one. I think they had a lot of investment in Jey Uso in the past, and I think they're still high on him in certain aspects, but just not as a singles run right now. LA Knight would be the fan choice. It wouldn't be my choice. For matchup purposes, I would probably rather see Finn Bálor versus Javon Evans. LA Knight is coming out of this. I think Triple H has heard enough of the fans demanding that they do something with LA Knight, so maybe he'll actually do something with him this time. If there's a backup, in my opinion, it would probably be Royce Keys. But for now, I have Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and LA Knight coming out of the first round of Fatal 4-Ways. Alright, so for the Queen of the Ring side of things, this is tough. The women's division is stacked. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Liv Morgan is in that first Fatal 4-Way with Becky Lynch, Bliss, and Chelsea Green, and I would probably think that with all the stuff that Liv Morgan was talking post Clash in Italy, I think that she's probably going to advance. They want to invest in that story. My spoiler ultimate want would be to have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez in that championship round at Night of Champions so that Raquel can beat Liv just to get another match with Liv at SummerSlam. I think that would be dope. I think we will finally get that Liv versus Raquel Rodriguez situation going, but let's see if I actually think that that's going to happen. Yeah, I got Liv Morgan coming out of this one. Becky Lynch should move back up to the main event scene. Bliss, I don't think that they're doing much with her outside of the tag division, unfortunately. And Chelsea Green, who I think would be an inspired choice, is too inspired for the WWE's writing team right now. So I would probably go with Liv Morgan. In the top right, we have Roxanne Perez, Io Sky, Julia, and Lash Legend. This is a hell of a match. I would probably choose Roxanne Perez Perez, I think that it's time for them to actually really invest some stock into her. If not Roxanne, I would go with Lash Legend, because I think that Julia has not really gotten over with the crowd, and that's the WWE creative team's fault. And Io Sky, she should just be in the main event scene of Monday Night Raw and go after Liv Morgan, since they seem so hell-bent on keeping Liv Morgan outside of that championship matches just because Stephanie Vaquera's gone. Grow some balls, do something different. So yeah, I have Roxanne Perez coming out of this one. Lash Legend would also be a great choice to see her ascend and continue to ascend. In the bottom left, we have Sol Ruka, Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, and Jade Cargill. Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill in the same match in a fatal 4-way. That's money, and that's why you know neither one of them are going to win, because that's just setting up their feud going down the road leading up to SummerSlam. That's where I think that's going. So neither one of those two are going to win. Sol Ruka just won the Intercontinental Championship, so to me the best choice here is Lyra Valkyria, because she doesn't have anything else going on. So Lyra would be the best choice. So you would have Lyra versus Liv in the next round. Yes, please. In the final fatal 4-way, in the bottom right, you have Bayley, Raquel Rodriguez, JC Jane, and Kiana James. Bayley is somebody who I would like to see start getting more going on for her, but I just don't see that right now. Kiana James is the same way. I think that she had some good momentum, but I think they're kind of halting her momentum right now. I think she'll end up in a feud with Julia at some point. I would want Raquel Rodriguez to win this. That's who I want to win. I think JC Jane is winning this. They're really invested in all of these new call-ups, and JC Jane moving on to the next round would be great. And then you have JC Jane versus Roxanne Perez. You printing money, baby. You're printing money. That's just a great matchup. Now, you do have a heel versus heel thing going on, so maybe that's not the route that they go. But if you actually look at that bottom bracket, it ain't nothing but heels except for Bayley. I see Roxanne Perez, JC Jane, Liv Morgan, and Lyra Valkyria moving on to the next round. I think all 4 of these women make sense, and you can also throw in Lash Legend, who I also think would make sense as well. So those are my choices. You feel free to tell me that I'm wrong. We're about to find out in like less than half an hour what I was right or wrong about with at least 2 of these brackets. Let's talk afterwards, and I'll talk to you guys next time.